I used Fable to fix my app and it barely cost me anything. For 2 days, Opus couldn't fix one bug. Opus is the model I reach for when something is genuinely hard. So when it couldn't crack this, I was properly stuck. Then I tried Fable. It figured it out in basically 5 minutes. Here's what I learned because it's going to save you a stupid amount of time. Fixing a hard problem is actually 2 jobs, not 1. Job 1 is figuring out the plan, job 2 is doing the boring work of the fix. I'd spent 2 days forcing one model to do both at once. That's exactly why it kept drowning. The moment I split them, one model to write the plan, a cheaper one to do the work, the whole thing came unstuck. If you're new here, I'm Aditya. I build apps and I show you the messy version, not the highlight reel. My app is called Lookr. It shows you what's exactly inside your mutual funds, which stocks they hold, how much cash they're sitting on, all of it. This is public data. Every fund house in India has to publish what they hold every month by law. The problem, there are about 50 of them and every single one publishes it in its own broken way. Some hand you a clean spreadsheet and some bury it in a PDF. Some zip it with a file name that's just random characters. So my app has to grab all of that and make sense of it. Reading a messy PDF with AI is relatively easy. The hard part is collecting the files in the first place. There's no central library, you can't just ask for what you want. And building that library is the whole point, because otherwise you're stuck uploading files yourself every single time. My collector could only handle about 18% of them. 18% for an app whose entire promise is search my fund and look inside it. That means it basically doesn't work yet. Search a fund you actually own and there is a good chance I had nothing to show you. And here's why Opus kept failing. Every fund house was a brand new fight. I'd get one working, move on to the next, and the next one hit its files in some completely new way. So I was doing it one side at a time by hand, with the model helping me brawl through each one for 2 days. So I went to Fable and I asked it for one thing, a plan to fix the collector. Not vague, a real plan. Every fund house, every weird trick each one pulls, the exact order to try things in, and clear rules for what actually counts as done. Fable wrote that once, then I handed the plan to a cheaper Sonnet agent and let it run. That split is the whole lesson. Writing a good plan is a thinking problem and you want your smartest model on it, but only for a few minutes. Running that plan across 50 websites 1,000 times over is just labor. It's boring. You don't need your best model for boring. The biggest rule in this prompt was that the AI is never allowed to download the files itself. Downloading is plain boring code. The AI only gets pulled in to think, like figuring out how a new site is built. Why that rule? Because a bug had already burned me once. If you let an AI download 1,000 files, it will cheerfully tell you it got all of them. All success, no errors. Then you check the disk and there's nothing there. So the plan added a checkpoint. Every file has to prove it's real before it counts. Is it actually on the disk? Is it a real spreadsheet? Or an error page wearing a spreadsheet's name? Does it even open? Fail any one of that and it does not count, no matter what the agent claims it did. My favorite example of how silly this got was with SBI, one of the biggest fund houses. Their file links are actually guessable, so on paper they're the easy one. Here's the trap. Ask for a file that doesn't exist and they don't give you an error. They hand you a junk page, and that junk page is the exact same size every single time. 40,218 bytes. So if you're just checking, did I get a file back, it looks like a win every single time. Same garbage over and over. So the plan has a literal rule in it. If the file is exactly 40,218 bytes, throw it out. It's fake. That's the level of detail you need for each site. And that's exactly the kind of thing you do not want to discover by hand at midnight on fund house number 30. You'd think that's the finish line. It really wasn't. Once I had the files, I hit a second problem. A huge pile of them had useless names, just a random string, no date anywhere, and my whole app is organized by month. A file I can't put a date on is a file I really can't use. The fix was to not trust the file name at all. Open the file and read the date printed inside it. The regulator makes every fund house stamp an as on date inside the sheet. So pull the date from inside the file, not from the name. Obvious once you say it, but that turned a big chunk of dead files back into usable ones. The result was that I went from 18% 50% to 62% in about 3 hours of the Sonnet agent running, after Opus had been stuck for 2 days. I did not hit 100% and I'm not going to pretend I did. A few fund houses I still haven't cracked. So for those niche funds, you will have to upload the report yourself for now. But that jump, 18 to 62, came almost entirely from changing how I work, not how hard I work. I stopped using my best model as a laborer and started using it to write the instructions. And the best part, the plan is just a file now. Next month when new disclosures drop, I point the cheap agent at the same file and it runs. Before this, Lookr made you go find the disclosure file and upload them yourself, which is a big barrier. Now, most fund houses are searchable right in the app. Go in, search almost any fund, pick almost any month and just see what it's holding. That's what I wanted to do from day one and it finally does it. So go try it, search a fund you actually own and see what's inside, links below. And if you like this one, subscribe because in the next one I'm showing you how I find the deadly bugs hiding in my apps. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next build.